All right, guys, another episode of Shellonomics. We are in the season 3 of the 4Kids series. Can this show get any better? You're going to find out, and I'm pretty sure it's a yes in all capital letters. We're joined once again by our friend TMNT Christian. Christian, great to have you back. How have you been so far recently?
Oh, thanks. Everything's fine over here on my side of the world. I'm just glad to be here talking turtles once again.
Great. Now, I have a lot of things I do during the summer with traditions. I play a certain video game called Kingdom Hearts. I watch my favorite movie, Rush Hour 2, and I play Super Mario RPG. Do you have any traditions in the summer that you have related to Ninja Turtles, whether you watch a certain movie or reread a certain comic?
Good question. Actually, not really, particularly something with turtles. I mean, hey, when it's summer, you go out. We have lots of lakes here. You can so go swimming and just have a good time. And hey, you know me. If there's something new coming out with turtles, it's like, okay, gotta check out the new comics, gotta check out new video games or whatever comes. I'm ready for it. And then, yeah, so nothing unusual actually. It's the same over the year.
Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. Yeah, it's like when we want to watch Turtles, we just watch Turtles. It's as simple as that. So, guys,
Exactly.
we are breaking in season 3. We've got 2 3-parters coming back to back. TMNT Dare Talk's going to take us through them. Let's get started with Space Invaders.
Yeah, as you said, it's the first of 2 3-parters that start off the season, and it starts right off where last season ended with the Triceratons coming to Earth because they traced the Fugitoid to Earth and they think that he's still there, but as we know, Fugitoid is gone. He beamed away with the Utroms. But the Triceratons don't know that, and so they start a full-scale invasion on Earth. It's crazy. They're attacking people left and right, just trying to find the Fugitoid. Nobody knows what they are talking about. Who is this Fugitoid, of course? So the turtles step in to help the people of Earth. And during all this, Donatello gets kidnapped by the Triceratons because Triceratons know that the turtles they have a connection to the Fugitoid, so they think that the turtles know what a Fugitoid is. But Donatello tells them, "Hey, he's not on Earth anymore," and they don't believe him. The other turtles they try to help Donatello to get him back. During all this, they meet the Resistance, led by Traximus, the Triceraton that they met in the arena way back at the start of season 2. And actually, at the end, after all this chaos, Donatello can convince the Triceratons scan for the Fugitoid because they have this high-tech scanner thingies, and they're like this energy signature is not unusual. Donatello's like, well, on Earth it is, and so they scan for him, and there's no trace of him. So they're like, shoot, and the Triceratons leave Earth, and they leave behind a lot of chaos, but at the last moment of Space Invaders, we see Fugitoid actually coming back to Earth because, I hope I'm not too late to help my friends. And this is the end of this first 3-parter, which goes straight into the next one.
Yeah, and before we get into it, how do you like the Fugitoid character as a whole? I'm a fan of his. I like that he's in a lot of episodes. Like you say, he was a big part of the comics. He was created before the Turtles franchise. I believe this was Eastman and Laird's first try at comics too, one of their earlier attempts. So I wanted your thoughts on the Fugitoid.
Yeah, as you say, he actually predates the Turtles because it was one of the first creations of Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, and they incorporated him into the Turtleverse later on. I was always a big fan of him. I liked him in the comics, but it took until 2003 with the 2003 cartoon that he actually appears in a TV show, not just the comics, because he was never in the classic cartoon, of course, not in X Mutation. But now he's really a big part of the Turtle multiverse, you gotta say. And I like him. I always liked his character. I like his character here because he's actually funny, but he's super smart, and I like that mix. It's great, and it's. I mean, in the 2012 show, he was voiced by David Tennant, who was the 10th Doctor on Doctor Who and other stuff. He was amazing. He was great, and yeah, I always enjoy seeing the Future Toad. He's just such a big part of the Turtles lore.
Yeah, I think he's well animated too. Just great colors and great design as a whole. So, and we get, like you said, we get a little bit more of him now as we go into Worlds Collide, a great song in the 2000s too. If you remember that old rock song, this is what it's like when worlds collide.
Yeah. So this is the next three-parter. It's like so it's in the whole. It's actually a six-parter, because it starts right off where last one left off. So the future toy is now back on Earth, and he's like, "Hey, Triceratons, come and catch me!" So the Triceratons turn around, go back to Earth, like, "Oh, now we get him." And the turtles want to save him. Uh, like save him from himself because he wants to give himself up to the Triceratons, so that Earth can be saved and everyone can be safe. Even though he says that the plans for the transmat device that the Triceratons want is not in his memory anymore. He deleted it. So he will be destroyed by Triceratons. And so this whole thing will be over, but the turtles cannot let this happen. And during all this, we actually meet one of my very favorite new characters of the whole show, and that's Agent Bishop. He's like this secret agent guy. He's the leader of the Earth Protection Force, and he's like this group of people that want to protect the Earth from like mutants, aliens, and all this stuff. And he's such a great bad guy in my opinion, and he actually captures the turtles, and we also find out that he also has found Leatherhead, who we haven't seen since last season, where we thought that he was dead, but he's alive. He's captured by Bishop, so Splinter, Casey, and April try to rescue them. So this is our first conflict with Bishop, and in the end, the Fugitoid is actually able to stop this whole war, the whole thing between the Triceratons and General Blank and the Federation. But he sacrifices himself because he uploads a virus into the ships of both parties. But during all this, he sacrifices himself, and he's gone. But Earth is safe. The Triceratons, the Emperor, is no more. He's in prison together with General Blank. So that war is finally over. Earth is safe again. And but as I said, Fugitoid sacrificed himself, but Earth is safe for now. So that's the end of this big storyline.
Like we said, can it get any better? And it certainly does, and we have so much more to cover. Really quick, what was more of a shock value to you? I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but remember in the 2012 series, Splinter dies. Both these series are for kids, but I mean, how crazy is it that these characters are dying off? Isn't it really powerful?
Oh, absolutely. I was really sad back then when Fugitoid died. But if I gotta compare, I gotta say Splinter's death really hit hard back then in the 2012 show. That was a real bummer. But yeah, but still it was very sad. Fugitoid, such a beloved character, to be gone, and yeah, to sacrifice himself.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to deep dive 2012 with you down the road too. But yeah, I was great run for the Future in multiple episodes. Again, really cool fun fact too. I did not know about that Doctor Who spot there, so thanks for plugging that in with your bonus facts. And into our next episode. This guy was a pain in the butt for me to fight in the video games because it took me a while to figure out his pattern. Touch and go.
Yeah. In this episode, we meet two new characters called Touch and Go. There's like this big, strong guy and a smaller, fast guy, and they like when they connect their fists together, like they give each other a fist bump, they well, they recharge and have the superpowers actually. Funny thing is that we never really find out where they come from. They just appear. They're like hired in this episode by Han, but we never really find out where do they come from. Are they like superhumans or kind of some kind of mutants or anything? We don't really know, but I actually enjoyed them. I thought because in this episode, Splinter and Michelangelo team up to fight them both, and it's a fun episode because, well, when do we get a team up between Splinter and Mikey? This was really cool, and yeah, as you said, like in the video games, you have to fight them too, and I like them. I like their design. I enjoyed them. I wouldn't mind if they came back in some way, like in the IDW comics or anything. I could really see that.
Yeah, again, just because again, I think it's because a lot of these characters get more of a development than the show we grew up with. You know, most of these guys, they usually just got mutated by accident, like all the characters, like Mutagen Man and Muckman and Joe Eyeball in our show when we were growing up. Ground Chuck and Dirtbag. Here's a little bit more of a story, a little more character development, and I'm with you all the way on that. Going forward, we go with Hunted.
Well, this is a funny episode because after the whole thing, when the Turtles were able to rescue Leatherhead from Bishop, Leatherhead is actually now living with the Turtles. But as we remember, he's got this this moments when he gets really angry and he can't control himself and his animal side comes out. And well, that's actually a problem living together with him. So he tries to find a new place. And during all this, the Turtles and him run into this hunter, Marlin, who's running around in the sewers, hunting for this mysterious crocodile. And well, the Turtles have this conflict with him. And well, together with Leatherhead, they're actually able to defeat him. And in the end, Leatherhead finds a new home in an abandoned subway station. Funny thing here in this episode is actually an adaptation of the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics number 6, which was actually the very first appearance of Leatherhead. So they turned it around a little to make it a later storyline. But yeah, good adaptation, I gotta say. I liked it.
Yeah, I think we're going to keep going with this. It's going to be really hard for us to say this is one episode you could live on. Because like we said before in the other podcasts we've done here on Spotify and YouTube, even episodes that are just like not canon and filler, they're just so good with the action. And you get to see a little bit more of a different side of Turtles. Like Raphael's got great character development. Michelangelo with the Justice League. You know, Donatello with the Kirby episode. Leonardo going off on his own. And I can't wait. I know we got to break down season 3 first, but season 4 is, oh god, I can't wait for that. I get chills talking about that season. And then we go into the next one, Hate, H to the A to the T to the E.
Yeah, this is actually what was it called? Humans Against the Extraterrestrial. Because after this whole thing with the Triceratons and everything, there actually is now this group called Hate that are against everything extraterrestrial. And the Turtles, they go on a little trip to Northampton and they run into these guys who, go after the Turtles because they think they are Martians or something. And well, this is a conflict. They're just some guys with some laser weapons. They're just some wanna be bad guys, but they actually have built an atomic bomb, and the Turtles, they have to, well, Donatello is able to defuse it, and they defeat this group, this wannabe bad guys. They're not really that great of bad guys, but they're not really like a menace or anything. But well, actually, this is once again an adaptation of a comic book, an original comic book that was sort of like this. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. There's not much else there.
Yeah, right. Just quick and to the point. This one's coming up. It's a little interesting. I think this guy was in the video game. Nobody's Fool.
Yeah, Nobody's Fool. We meet a new character who is actually called Nobody. He's like this police officer who is a police officer in a day and a superhero Batman-like at night. And well, he runs into the turtles. And well, I always liked Nobody. He's got this cool costume that's all black with the long cape. It's got style, but he's got no superpowers or anything. So he's very Batman-like, but he can fight. And together with the turtles, he goes after this weapon guy who wants to sell weapons illegal. And well, turtles and Nobody go after this guy. What was it called? Ruffington was his name, and well, they're able to stop this whole situation. And yeah, this is the introduction of Nobody. Once again, adaptation of a comic of a Tales of the TMNT comic where Nobody was introduced originally in the Mirage comics. And well, once again, a very fine adaptation. It's cool to see Nobody finally in animated form.
Oh yeah, I never knew who he was because I still have to read some of those comics, but really tough to fight in that video game too. Again, just another great character. And now we go into what I thought when I first heard of this. I thought it was going to be more of like that movie, The Final Lesson, like that little kid book, but it's a little bit different. And I kind of like this one. I like the storyline here with April in The Lesson.
Yeah, it was an interesting episode because in this episode, April asked the turtles if they can teach her some martial arts, and the turtles are like, "Nope, we tried that once and it didn't go well." And then we get like a flashback episode when the turtles were still little kids, and they meet this other kid, this human kid, who's got some trouble with some bullies, and the turtles, like in disguise, take him under their wings and they try to teach him some martial arts. And it does not go well because each one teaches him something different. Like you got to learn to fight and punch hard. And then Leonardo, next time it's Leonardo the teacher, and it's like, no, you got to be calm. And then Mikey, no, the most important thing is to have a cool catchphrase. And it's crazy. And the funny thing is that in the end, we find out that this little kid that the turtles are teaching martial arts is actually a young Casey Jones, but they didn't know that each other are the other one. So it's really funny, like how it all comes together. I really like that this episode gives Casey's catchphrase Gungala actually an origin, because Michelangelo tries to teach him a catchphrase, a battle cry, and he says try like Goro Goro Sama, and Casey cannot say it and it turns into Gungala. And so the first time that Gungala actually has an origin in the TMT universe.
Oh my gosh, I was like, wait, I know that guy looks like Casey Jones. This was just a lot of fun with the little turtles and the laughs, and especially Mikey trying to get him to do his battle cry. I'm going to probably have to watch this one again this week. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember that one a lot. Now, here's one of my favorites. I never got this as a kid. I was always, when Christmas comes around, I celebrate Christmas with my friends and family, and I always go through all the Christmas specials. There's Mickey's Christmas Carol, Rudolph and the Christmas Classics, a lot of TV shows, a lot of cartoons got these, Ghostbusters, even Super Mario Brothers and Sonic the Hedgehog had Christmas episodes. We didn't get one in the Fred Wolf era. We got an Easter episode. So finally, we get one here, and Christian's going to give you some great detail as to where this originated from, too, in the Christmas Aliens.
Exactly. The Christmas Aliens is, once again, an adaptation of a comic book, which is the Michelangelo micro series, where some bad guys steal some toys, and like a truck full of toys, and Michelangelo tries to get them back because they should go to the orphanage. And this is pretty much the same story here, where Mikey, but the bad guys are the purple dragons here, and Mikey tries to stop them from stealing, and it's a crazy Mikey story. All the while we see that all the other guys in the lair, well, everybody has been invited to the Turtles lair, like Silver Sentry or Usagi comes to the lair, and everyone is there, and they're all waiting for Mikey. And well, in the end, Mikey is able to stop the bad guys, and everybody works together to bring the toys to the orphanage. So yeah, just like a Christmas story should be. Like in the end, you get a warm, fuzzy feeling. And this is the introduction of Michelangelo's Batcat, Clunk. And yeah, once again, the first time we see Clunk in animated form. And I like it. It's great.
You know what's crazy too is actually, I forgot, this is actually a fun fact. You may probably know, but may not, is in the United States, this actually aired on Christmas. And I do remember watching this Christmas morning. It was so cool to have a Christmas episode of the Ninja Turtles in 2004 on Christmas Day. It was great. So here we go again. Now we get into a little bit more Triceraton action a little bit in New Blood.
Yeah, here we find out that in the background, Shredder and his goons, they are trying to salvage some Triceratons parts that were left on Earth after the whole invasion, like some Triceratons ships that got shot down and like destroyed, just lying around, and he's actually telling the city like, "Oh, I take care of it," because as Orokusaki, I will take care of all this and I will clean up. But he's actually trying to get some parts for himself. And yeah, in this episode, we once again meet a new character, Dr. Chaplin, a new doctor besides Baxter Stockman, working for Shredder. And well, the funny thing is that Dr. Chaplin is a big fan of Baxter Stockman, but Baxter Stockman does not like him at all. And Dr. Chaplin has built some new robots that look like Karai, and once again, were a bit tough to fight in the video game, if I remember correctly. And well, of course, the Turtles try to stop this so that Shredder does not get his hands on the Triceraton technology. And it's crazy, great fights, and well, it's cool. In the end, the Turtles are able to stop Shredder to get his hands on all this stuff. But we get a new character in Dr. Chaplin. We'll see where this goes.
Yeah, I like it too. It's funny. He like worships the man, and Baxter just like, ugh, no, please, just no. Gets like ultra jealous and everything. It's great. Oh gosh. And now here we go with The Darkness Within.
Well, here we have our, I gotta say, H.P. Lovecraft story in TMNT. Because Angel comes back and she says that her brother disappeared in building, and the turtles go in there, and there they find out that there's some kind of creature beneath it, some like mystical Lovecraftian creature, like Cthulhu style, and during all this, the turtles, they have to like confront their fears, like some wishes that appear to him, some very interesting ones, like Raphael sees himself in Shredder armor, which is very nice little like to nod to the Image comics and stuff like this. And well, it's actually pretty much a horror story, because we get some skeleton zombies in there, and it's really crazy. I'm a horror fan, so this is right there for me. It's cool. In the end, the turtles are able to defeat this creature and well save Angel's brother, and everything's fine in the end. But then at the last moment, we see like maybe the creature is not really defeated, and maybe one day it will come back. I like this stuff. I like this unhappy endings. It's cool.
Yeah, just again something different. This pretty much this whole series went into new territory for all of us OG fans of the happy-go-lucky Fred Wolf era and the Next Mutation era. Just a way different turtle environment, and a lot of us like it. And like we've said before, a lot of us feel this is probably the best animated series out there. They're all good, but this is the one that probably gives you the most accurate version of what Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is all about. And our next episode here, Mission of Gravity.
Yeah, going back to the Shredder storyline, we find out that, I mean, we saw it in the Space Invaders storyline, that the Triceratons actually like pulled out the city of Beijing, and it's still floating there after the Triceratons left. And Shredder wants this technology from from this place, the Triceraton technology that was left there. But that would mean that the whole city will crash down to Earth and will be destroyed. So, the turtles go there to stop Shredder once again. And Dr. Chaplin is also again there working for Shredder, and he's got some new stuff. And if I remember correctly, this is the episode where we get introduced to like these super mousers, like these giant mousers. Once again, I also remember them from the video games.
Yes.
And yeah, here's once again this whole thing with Karai, because Karai is she's loyal to the Shredder, but she does not want to see like all these people die when the city would crash down. So she's a little conflicted there. She helps the turtles on one side the city in the end it comes down, but it sinks slowly down, and everybody is saved. So everything is fine in the end.
Yes, exactly. And then here we go again, another episode, The Entity Below.
This is a cool one because this episode, The Entity Below, is like the final part of the, underground city storyline that started way back in season 1. Because the turtles, once again, like Donatello gets some readings from underground, and he realizes that they come from the underground city. So the turtles go back there, and they find out that suddenly the whole city is populated again. And we find out that there was only one entity there, and it turns out that he was like the last one. Everybody else was like in ice on ice, frozen, and so they all woke up. And we find out that these people who are living in this city are the Olympians, who, we would call them the Atlanteans. So they lived on Atlantis, and they fled into this underground city. And they are also responsible for some creatures that we've already encountered, or we will encounter later. Like, if you remember the Green Man from back in season 1, like this sloth-like creature that was living in the woods, appears to be actually a creation of the Atlanteans. We see them in the flashback. And so I just love how this whole world comes together. This is so great. And the evil Atlanteans, they want to come back to the surface and destroy the world and take over the world. But the turtles, with the help of some good ones, are able to stop them. And so everything turns out fine. The good Atlanteans, they say, okay, we will find a new place to stay, to live in peace. And so they go. And this is pretty much the end of this whole storyline that started way back in season 1. And this is the stuff that I love. How this all comes back and it all comes together. This show does this just so good.
And it makes sense too, doesn't it? Their stories just make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, it all comes back together. Like we also get some foreshadowing here. We see some creatures that the Olympians have created, and maybe we will see them later. So this whole universe is all connected, and this is the stuff that I just like. It's so great, such a great writing, and such a great show overall.
Oh yeah, and now while I finally, like we've been talking, behind the scenes, so to speak, Christian and I are hopefully going to start doing some comic reviews for you guys too. And I finally got a taste of this character finally in time. I believe it's supposed to be called Travails.
Yeah, I think Travails sounds right.
Okay.
And this is the introduction. And once again, I gotta say, the first animated debut of Renette, the time-traveling girl. She takes the turtles on a crazy time-traveling adventure to medieval times, where we meet Savanti Romero, like this evil sorcerer guy. And once again, as you said, this is pretty much like the storyline in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #8, like in the comic books, where the Turtles also met Renette. They went back in time, and the only one here missing is Cerebus the Aardvark, because he was a crossover character, so he could not appear. But we get a little nod there in the beginning when like this little Aardvark runs past the Turtles. Nice little nod there. And but once again, I gotta say, because this is not a straight up adaptation of the comic, they once again are able to surprise even the fans of the comics. Like, okay, I know how the story goes, but in the end, who appears? None other than Ultimate Draco, who is the fusion between Ultimate Ninja and Draco from the end of season 2. And because they have, like, when they were traveling through time and space after they disappeared through this rift at the end of of last season, they fused together, and well, they were able to reappear in this time. And at the end, they're able to steal the time scepter from Renette and disappear with it to, well, cause trouble at a later time. So once again, they are able to even surprise the people who know the story, like, because they put in a little twist and it's like, hey, did not see this one coming. I was really surprised. I remember when I watched this episode for the first time. It's cool. It's really cool.
I love her innocent childlike, innocence too. Where it's like, oh, you're just a very chill character. I really dug her. I'm glad I got to finally meet her in the comics. And now we get to go into one of my favorite episodes. Just so many twists. This is almost like I'm a big wrestling fan. I used to love, old school WWF, WCW storylines, and this is just such an amazing story right here in Hun on the Run.
I mean, the whole story starts with Karai on a mission, and she gets captured by Bishop. And so Shredder sends Han out to get Karai back from Bishop, and the Turtles also get mixed up in this whole situation. So it's really it's crazy, like a four-way battle between all these factions. And once again, in this episode, really, Bishop proves why I like him so much, because just look at the fight scenes of this episode. It is so fantastic. The moves, the smooth moves of Bishop, it's great. And Karai is in there, Han is in there, the Turtles are in there. It's crazy. It's such a fun episode. It's, as you said, it's really a great episode. Yeah.
Yeah, if you had to pick, again, there's so many good episodes. To me, this is one of the ones that is a must-watch if you get time to check out this series. It's just great for storyline, just who's gonna side with who, and it's I won't spoil this anymore for anyone, but just check it out. That's one of my favorites of all time for sure. And now we get into another episode here with Ultimate Draco again, who is a real pain in the butt in those video games there, Christian, in Reality Check.
Yeah, well, Reality Check, which is actually the start of another big storyline here, because in this episode, as you said, Ultimate Draco reappears with the time scepter, and he reappears in the Turtles lair and sends all the Turtles like across the multiverse, across dimensions. And well, over the course of the next few episodes, we see what happens to the Turtles. And first off, we have Reality Check, where we see Michelangelo, who gets zapped to a world where the Ninja Turtles are actually superheroes with superpowers. Like we have, like, wow, I don't know if I can get all the names together, like Shelectro, who's like the turtle with electric powers, and what else? Gravity Turtle, who can fly, and so on and so forth. They're like this team, like a really superhero team. And well, Mikey gets caught in between this fight between the Super Turtles and their arch nemesis, who is Sliver, who is actually an evil version of Splinter. And yeah, he works together with them, and they're able to defeat him. And then Michelangelo suddenly gets zapped away again, and this is the end of this episode. And well, it's pretty much a dream come true for Michelangelo. It's like, hey, I'm really now part of a superhero team. This is this is just what I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah, this plays off very similar to that Ninja Turtles 3 Mutant Nightmare with almost like a nightmare mode. Because, yes, as you were saying earlier, every turtle gets a little feature. And next we go into Raphael with Across the Universe.
Yeah, there we see what happened to Raphael. He lands on the Planet Racers world. Which, little fun fact, Planet Racers was actually a comic story that was created by Peter Laird and Jim Lawson. And here they were able to incorporate this comics into the show. And this whole thing is about this this intergalactic races where they are racing across planets on this gigantic motorcycles. And yeah, Rev is really enjoying this. And well, yeah, that's pretty much the whole story. They're racing, and Rev and the other guy, the main guy is Falcon. They are able to win the race, and then Rev in the end gets zapped away, and that's the end of that story.
Yeah, another good one. And then we go right into Donatello with Same as It Never Was.
Yeah, that episode is really a fan favorite episode because yeah, it could take the crown for being one of the darkest TMNT episodes ever. Because Donatello lands in this possible future where Shredder was actually able to take over the world, and the Donatello of that world went missing. Splinter is dead. Like Michelangelo is missing an arm, and they're all like, this is like this post-apocalyptic world, and Donatello is able to get everyone together, like the resistance together, like April is there and some other guys, and they're able to attack the Shredder, fight him, and well, we get some deaths in there, like Han and Dexter, they get stomped on, and Shredder's got this gigantic new armor, this mecha suit, and well, Donatello is able to defeat and destroy him in the end. It's really crazy. Once again, I'm surprised with what they got away with in this show sometimes because, as I said, some people really die on screen there. And well, in the end, after this Shredder in this world is defeated, Donatello gets zapped away, and well, that's the end of that story.
Yeah, this was one where I watched and my jaw dropped about 10 times. Like, are you kidding me? Wow. This is rated Y7, right? I think.
Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah, now, I guess let's put you on the spot here, Christian. Father's Day's coming up in America this coming weekend, I believe. Would you let your kids watch this show? I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'll let you know my answer right away after.
Yeah, my kids are older now. They are 12 and 14. So I would say, yeah, that's fine. I mean, even when they were like, let's say about 10, I would say, yeah, this show is fine. But not all the episodes. I'm not sure if I would let him watch this episode way back then. I mean, it's not like you see some blood and gore or anything. It's not like this, but it's still disturbing in some parts, I gotta say. So yeah, I mean, it was the same with me for the 2012 show because when my kids were young, the 2012 show was the thing on TV, and we watched some episodes together. But there were some episodes where like, later, I will show them later to you. For now, they're a little bit disturbing,
Yeah.
and it's the same here. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it's almost like some of these would be almost like a deleted scene, like a banned episode, like how some cartoons have those where it's just banned for now. So I'm glad it's not banned. I'm glad I was able to check it out. I'm just saying I would let my kids watch this if I had kids. It'd be okay. But like you said, it depends when and depends on, the how. Because, yeah, if you're watching this late at night, they might have a nightmare. And I don't want them knocking on Dad's door. Hey, Dad, I can't sleep. The boogeyman's coming to get me. Oh, man. So here we go. We've got the the ending of this little mini series here with Leonardo's episodes in the real world, the two-parter, I believe.
Yep, there's a two-parter where in the first part, Leonardo gets transported to Usagi's world, where he meets his good friend Miyamoto Usagi again, and well, they together like have this little adventure, which was fun because we met some characters that originated in the Usagi Yojimbo comics. That was really cool. And well, Usagi then tells Leonardo, okay, I will help you to get back to your family. And so at the end of the first part, like Leonardo and Donatello, Leonardo and Usagi, they travel to the battle nexus because like, okay, I know how to get there, and then maybe the daimyo will help us. So they travel to the battle nexus. And that's the second part, like Leonardo and Usagi go to the battle nexus. But we find out that the daimyo is not himself anymore. Because he's really sad and really angry after everything that happened to his son, like because he thinks that his son like died, and so he's well really angry with Leonardo and Usagi, but they try to use the magical war staff to get to his brothers, and that's what happened way back in their episodes when they were like zapped away like through the magic. In the end, Leonardo is able to get them all together. It appears that Ultimate Draco is there, and he was like behind the situation with the daimyo. And well, through the power of the war staff and the time scepter, Ultimate Draco is destroyed. But then, if I remember correctly, Lord Simultaneous, the master of Renet, appears and restores the Ultimate Ninja, the son of the daimyo, and he like brings him back to life as a little kid, so they can start over and well, not turn into a bad guy. And it's a great happy end. It's a great ending to this very big storyline, and well, really great. Yeah, I like it.
No, they've done nothing wrong again, and just by the name of this episode, I'm guessing this is probably one of your favorites coming up, Bishop's Gambit.
Yeah, hey, as I said, I love Bishop. And yeah, Bishop's back at his evil plans again. And this time, the turtles get caught up in his scheme because he wants to get some DNA from Splinter to perfect his, well, bring his newest creation to perfection, which is like this cybernetic clone of himself called the Slayer, which is this super strong, super powerful, half human, half machine creature. And the turtles really have trouble there. Fight it. They're evil. They're able to somehow stop him. In the end, he gets like washed away. The creature gets washed away. And once again, a scene where I was like, whoop, did that really happen? Because in the end, like Bishop gets caught in like this meat hook. Like he gets hooked and he's just hanging there in the end, like, whoa, what the shell is going on? But, and this is also a part why I like Bishop so much, because it's such a mystery. He gets impaled, but then the turtles turn around and suddenly he's gone. Like, hey, no, who could survive this?
Right.
So we know Bishop is more than human, and he will come back to cause trouble again.
I really enjoy him a lot. And now here we go, folks. This is could have been a series finale, in my opinion. This is one of the more bone-chilling two-parters you'll ever witness in Ninja Turtle franchise animation history in Exodus.
Yeah, this is a two-parter, and what a finale this is, because we found out that Shredder like salvaged all this Triceraton parts. to find the Utroms and to like finally get his revenge on them. And well, of course, the turtles, they cannot let him do that. So they try to stop Shredder. And once again, Karai is caught in the middle of this. She's like, let him leave. Then he will leave Earth alone. And Turtles like, yeah, but he will cause trouble on other planets. So it's not good. And well, once again, Bishop appears in the mix and he's now working together with Baxter. And he also tries to stop Shredder, but Shredder is able to launch his spaceship, and the Turtles and Splinter are on the spaceship and they fly away into space. And there they have like this big fight with Shredder, who once again has a really big, really new, really shiny new armor. And they have this big fight. The stakes were never higher. The turtles, they get really beat up. Splinter like almost gets killed during all this. And in the end, the turtles realize like, okay, we cannot stop this now. We have to blow up the whole ship, take the shredder with it, but we will not survive this. But this is like the price we have to pay. So they blow up the ship, but then the Utroms come in and like have this time-stopping bubble and are able to zap the turtles and Shredder out of the spaceship. And in the end, Shredder. This is the first time we find out Shredder's real name, his Utrom name, which is Jarrell, and he is on trial for all the crimes that he did. And in the end, Jarrell gets banished to an ice asteroid in space, which he doesn't really like. And Karai is also there, and she's like, "This is not what I wanted." And she's like, "Well, she's gonna cause trouble down the line." But Shredder, really, this is for the show. I gotta say, this is the end of the Shredder. After 3 seasons, whoa, it's like one of the biggest finales in TMNT history ever. It's fantastic.
Oh man, from start to finish, this is how you end the third video game too. They have this cutscene here with the Utroms, and it's almost like somebody was getting biblical with it, because it seems like when you die, you go get judged, and the way they were judging the Turtles and Shredder up there, it was like, oh my god, what a finish. And that does it, guys, for season 3. Now, season 4, just a little preview here. You're going to have a little bit of a different theme song because Shredder's gone. So Michelangelo does say we've shredded Shredder. So Shredder is gone. So, you know, Christian, how excited were you when you knew it? Well, again, it was different for you, but if you were in the States and you knew Turtles were coming back without Shredder, how would that work for you? Because that's only been done, like, you know, ever so often, you know, in the American, you know, in the movies, Shredder was gone from Turtles 2. There was no Shredder in Turtles 3. So what do you think's going to happen? You know, your first thoughts when you were going to watch season 4 with no more Shredder. It's over. We think.
Yeah, as I said, like Shredder is the big bad here, but I mean, we now have Bishop there who's causing trouble. Baxter is still there. Karai is very unhappy about this whole situation. So I knew, like, okay, there's still some guys running around causing trouble. So the Turtles, after all this thing, I knew that the Turtles will have their hands full with other bad guys and stuff. But I did not expect the way that the next season turned out, because like the whole Leonardo storyline, this one I did not see coming, and it's very interesting when we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be interesting.
Oh gosh, yeah, exactly. And guys, if you're not checking us out on Shellonomics at YouTube and Spotify, you are definitely missing out. And if you guys want a huge amount of Ninja Turtle content, Christian, where can they find more awesome Turtle podcasts?
Well, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Talk, that's my podcast. And you can find me, as always, pretty much everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, pretty much everywhere. And or just check out the website, tmnttalk.com. I have all the socials there. Check it out. And hey, write me a message, send me a mail. Let's talk Turtles. And yeah, let's have fun as turtle fans. Let's turtle fans unite.
Oh, yes, real quick. And also, if people wanted to, you do have your own Discord too, I believe, a Discord server, right? Where people can talk comics, toys, and all that. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Come, hop on the Discord. It's I'm always there to talk turtles. I'm always up for it.
Yeah, and you're like you're pretty much Christian O'Neill with all the news too. You let us know when all the new stuff's coming out there. I love it in that server. Well, as always, my friend, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to have you on again real soon to talk season 4, maybe dive into some comics. Until then, my friend, take care.
Thanks as always. Until next time. Kawabanga.